Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Australian 50-cent coins, a coin that's often tossed aside, forgotten in drawers, or rattling in glove boxes across the country. But what if I told you that some of these seemingly ordinary coins are actually worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars? That's right. In this episode, we're counting down the top 5 most valuable Australian 50-cent coins of all time, taking a close look at their years, minting details, special features, and the conditions that make them true collectibles. So grab your coin folder and your curiosity, because this journey might just change your financial future. Let's get started. First up, the 1978 Australian 50-cent coin. While many may dismiss this coin as common pocket change, especially if it's in blackened, circulated condition, the truth is, this coin holds a unique blend of history, design mastery, collector intrigue, and hidden value. And yes, under the right conditions, especially with rare variations or errors, it just might be the coin that changes your life, potentially making you a millionaire in Australia's rising coin collector market. Buckle up, because this is the kind of story where dull silver hides glimmering fortunes. Let's dive deep into the design first, a timeless and enduring emblem of Australian identity. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic Australian coat of arms, designed by the legendary Stuart Devlin, the Royal Goldsmith. At the center stands the heraldic shield divided into 6 sections, each representing a state of the Commonwealth: New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania. Flanking the shield are 2 native Australian animals, the mighty kangaroo and the majestic emu, each carefully sculpted in proud, upright postures. Above the shield is the Commonwealth Star, symbolizing the unity of the nation. Beneath this detailed engraving lies the bold, unmistakable text, 50, the denomination etched in deep, clean font. Even in a circulated or blackened condition, this design maintains its authority, telling a story of sovereignty and national pride with every curve. Flip the coin to the obverse, and you're met with the elegant profile of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, styled by Arnold Machin. This regal portrait is smooth and classic, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around her image is the text, Elizabeth II, Australia 1978, a straightforward but powerful nod to the Queen's continuing legacy and Australia's royal ties. The coin, despite wear and surface discoloration in circulation, still carries this engraving proudly. In fact, a black patina or tarnish may even help some collectors identify coins that have avoided harsh cleaning or polishing, which can damage numismatic value. Now let's talk about the specifications that make this coin a beast of durability and a marvel of minting. The 1978 Australian 50-cent piece is dodecagonal, meaning it has 12 sides, a signature of the post 1966 50-cent design. Made from copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, it has a massive weight of 15.55 grams and a diameter of 31.51 millimeters, making it one of the largest coins in Australian circulation by sheer physical size. Its size and unusual shape make it easy to identify, while its strong composition has helped many coins survive over 4 decades of wear, even if they now show a blackened or oxidized tone due to environmental exposure. Here's where things get exciting: the potential value and rarity. While the 1978 50-cent coin had a mintage of 25.1 million, making it technically a common year, collectors know that not all coins are created equal. Certain error coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws from that year, can command serious premiums. Even without errors, coins in blackened but original, uncleaned condition may attract buyers who seek raw authenticity, especially if the coin still holds strong detail beneath the patina. These coins typically trade in circulated condition for $1 to $5 Australian dollars, but in higher grades, very fine to uncirculated, they can reach $10 to $25, and error coins or near-mint specimens can fetch $100 to $500 or more. In rare, authenticated examples with unique minting flaws or historical provenance, valuations have reached into the thousands. Now consider this: Australia's collector market is growing exponentially, and the demand for pre-1980s coinage, particularly full-sized copper-nickel 50-cent pieces, is booming. These coins aren't just appealing to local buyers. Global collectors, especially those with ties to the Commonwealth or a love of Aussie culture, are willing to pay premiums for clean, error-stamped, or uniquely conditioned coins. The 1978 coin, being over 45 years old, is gaining vintage status, and the number of surviving coins in good condition is shrinking fast, especially those not polished, damaged, or scratched. What's more, if your coin has a deep black color from oxidation and you resist the urge to clean it, it might actually enhance its value in niche markets. Some collectors actively seek oxidized coins with natural toning, especially if the patina creates unique patterns. Coins with smooth black aging, especially those that are otherwise well-preserved, can be seen as one-of-a-kind, giving them the power to stand out at auctions and niche collecting communities. So could this 1978 Australian 50-cent coin make you a millionaire? Let's be honest, it won't happen overnight unless you stumble upon a rare mint error or unlisted variant that turns the coin into a numismatic unicorn. But here's the twist. If you build a full collection of rare, high-grade, or error 50-cent coins, including the 1978 piece, or you market it cleverly in a global niche, especially with historical packaging or paired with similar coins, you could unlock huge cumulative value. We've seen collectors turn a few humble coins into five-figure sales through persistence, luck, and presentation. And who knows, your blackened 1978 50-cent piece might just be the cornerstone of a fortune in the making. The 1978 Australian 50-cent coin is far more than a common coin. It's a piece of national pride, a marvel of design, a heavy-weighted wonder in your hand, and a potential doorway to wealth. In black, circulated condition, it still tells a rich tale of Australia's evolution, resilience, and legacy. Keep your eyes open, check for errors, preserve the patina, and remember, sometimes, the darkest coins hold the brightest futures. Next up, the 1979 Australian 50-cent coin. With its familiar shine, bold 12-sided silhouette, and royal emblems, this coin may look like everyday change. But don't be fooled. Even in circulated condition, this seemingly humble piece holds the kind of value that, under the right circumstances, can spark a life-changing discovery, especially if you're in Australia, where demand for rare 50-cent coins is skyrocketing. It's time to dust off that dark drawer and take a closer look, because the coin in your hand might just be a hidden millionaire maker. Let's begin with the design, which embodies both timelessness and national identity. On the reverse, you'll find the powerful and official Australian coat of arms, masterfully designed by Stuart Devlin, the late royal goldsmith and one of Australia's most celebrated coin designers. At the heart of the coin is the Commonwealth Shield, divided into 6 parts, each representing one of Australia's 6 states. Supporting the shield are the 2 iconic symbols of Australia, the kangaroo on the left and the emu on the right, both standing proud and tall, facing forward as guardians of the Commonwealth. Above them rests the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, symbolizing national unity. Every line of this design speaks of sovereignty, tradition, and strength. Below, the clean and bold number 50 anchors the design, standing as both a denomination and a statement of value and permanence. Flip the coin to its obverse, and you're greeted by the familiar and stately profile of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right and wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This portrait, by the acclaimed sculptor Arnold Machin, graced Australian coins from 1966 to 1984 and captures the monarch in timeless poise. Encircling her image are the words, Elizabeth II Australia 1979, marking the year of mintage and reinforcing the Commonwealth link that remains at the heart of Australian coinage. Even in circulated condition, this design remains distinct and respected, a tribute to Queen Elizabeth's enduring role in Australia's constitutional heritage. Now let's explore the specifications of this coin, because it's not just about looks, it's about engineering excellence too. The 1979 50-cent coin is struck in a strong copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, which gives it that solid silver-like sheen and incredible resistance to corrosion and wear. Weighing in at a hefty 15.55 grams, with a diameter of 31.51 millimeters and a thickness of 2.50 millimeters. It's one of the largest and most substantial coins in Australian circulation. The distinctive dodecagonal, 12-sided, shape adds both tactile uniqueness and counterfeit protection. The edge is plain, in contrast to many ridged coins, making the smooth, finished part of its fingerprint. Let's talk value. The 1979 50-cent coin saw a relatively modest mintage of 25.3 million, making it less common than coins of later decades. While this doesn't make it rare in general terms, it does make high-grade or error varieties extremely desirable to collectors, especially those building full-year sets. In circulated condition, a typical 1979 50-cent coin is worth around $1 to $5 Australian, depending on the amount of wear and surface quality. However, if you find one with sharp detail and minimal surface loss, values can rise to $10 to $20 in very fine condition. But here's where things get thrilling. Error coins or uncirculated specimens can explode in value. If your 1979 coin has a double strike, clipped planchet, off-center strike, or other visible minting flaw, values can range from $100 to $1,000 plus AUD, depending on the error's rarity and clarity. And if the coin is in mint state, MS64 or higher, prices can soar, especially in certified, graded slabs from services like PCGS or NGC. There are even rare cases where collectors have paid several $1,000s for high-grade coins with unique anomalies from the late 1970s. In Australia, the demand for vintage decimal coins is surging. The 50-cent denomination, in particular, has become a hot segment among collectors due to its bold size, historical consistency, and beautiful design. These coins represent an unbroken timeline of Australia's political and cultural evolution, and collectors across the country are racing to complete sets, secure high-grade examples, and hunt down the rarest errors. As the market heats up and more coins are taken off the streets into private collections, values are climbing steadily. Even circulated coins are gaining traction, especially if paired with other historical coins or used in themed presentations, e.g., 1970s Australian Mint Legacy sets. Could your 1979 50-cent coin in circulated condition make you a millionaire? While one alone likely won't fetch that price unless it has an extraordinary error or ultra-high grade, it could be the starting point of a collection that does. Imagine combining this coin with other rare Australian 50-cent pieces from 1966, 1977, 1981, Jubilee year, and 2000, Millennium year, creating a portfolio that gains momentum and skyrockets in collective value. Even better, if yours has a rare misstrike, or you uncover one among your collection, you may be holding a five-figure treasure. So don't underestimate this silver polygon that clinks quietly among old change. The 1979 Australian 50-cent coin is a classic piece of Aussie culture, a durable, dignified, and increasingly collectible coin. Its design reflects the nation's strength, its specifications are a feat of minting, and its value? Well, that might just surprise you, especially if you're ready to spot the rare from the regular. In the world of coin collecting, sometimes the real fortune lies in the quietest pieces, and this coin could be your ticket to something far greater than just 50 cents. Next up, the 1983 Australian 50-cent coin, a national symbol of endurance and prestige. With its weighty 12-sided frame and its unmistakable shine, this coin may look like everyday change to the untrained eye. But for collectors, enthusiasts, and sharp-eyed investors, especially in Australia, this piece holds the potential to be a true millionaire maker. Let's begin with the majestic design, one that has remained unchanged for decades, speaking to its timeless cultural and artistic power. On the reverse, you'll find the regal and highly detailed Australian coat of arms, crafted by the world-renowned designer Stuart Devlin, the same master goldsmith to the Queen. This side showcases the Commonwealth Shield, which contains representations of the 6 founding states of Australia. Supporting the shield are 2 of the continent's most iconic creatures, the proud kangaroo and the tall, watchful emu, both standing upright in royal guarding positions. Above the shield is the 7-pointed Commonwealth Star, a symbol of federation and unity. Beneath it, the bold and centered number 50 stands tall, declaring the denomination. Even in circulated condition, this reverse design is an Australian classic, etched into the identity of the nation itself. Flip the coin to the obverse, and you'll meet the familiar face of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right and adorned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This portrait was sculpted by Arnold Machin and was used on Australian coinage from 1966 through 1984. The inscription around her reads, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1983, a clear timestamp on an era of Australia's modern monetary history. The strength and grace of this obverse design helped define Australia's coinage during a crucial economic and cultural period, and even with wear and age, it continues to demand respect from every collector who sees it. Now let's look under the hood at the specifications, which set this coin apart as a modern marvel of minting. The 1983 50-cent coin is struck in copper-nickel, a hardy alloy made from 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs a solid 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.51 millimeters, and features a smooth edge with its distinctive dodecagonal, 12-sided shape, a form that not only makes it instantly recognizable, but also prevents it from rolling off flat surfaces. This shape, combined with its weight and sturdy composition, has allowed many 1983 specimens to survive decades in usable condition, even through years of circulation. But here's where things get especially exciting: the value and demand. While the mintage for the 1983 Australian 50-cent coin was relatively high at 49.9 million, don't be fooled into thinking that quantity means worthlessness. This coin, even in circulated condition, has begun to draw serious attention from collectors due to its vintage appeal and historical placement. Coins in circulated condition typically trade for $1 to $4 Australian dollars, depending on overall wear, detail retention, and surface tone. However, examples in very fine to extremely fine condition can command $10 to $25 Australian dollars, especially if they retain strong edge definition and lustrous tone. Now, the real jackpot comes into play if your 1983 coin happens to be an error strike or high-grade uncirculated specimen. Minting errors like off-center strikes, clipped planchets, cut marks, or die cracks can skyrocket the value of this coin into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These anomalies are rare, but they do exist, and collectors are constantly searching for them. In MS65+, mint state condition, a certified 1983 50-cent coin can reach $100 to $400 Australian dollars or more, especially when authenticated by top-tier grading companies like PCGS or NGC. And here's where the dream begins, because this isn't just about one coin. The 1983 50-cent piece can be the cornerstone of a larger, highly lucrative coin collection. Imagine combining it with other high-demand 50-cent coins from 1966, Silver Round, 1977, Jubilee, 1981, Wedding Commemorative, and 2000, Millennium. And suddenly, you're holding a collection that's not only valuable, but historically rich. Some collectors have built their entire investment portfolios around rare and collectible 50-cent coins, selling curated sets for five-figure profits. And with rising interest in Aussie coins across the globe, especially in markets like the UK, USA, and Asia, the demand for older, large-sized decimal coins is growing faster than ever. In Australia, the collector base is exploding. Young numismatists, history buffs, and investors alike are joining forces online and in person to hunt down pieces just like the 1983 50-cent coin. Coin fairs, digital auctions, and estate sales are now prime grounds for rediscovery, and even circulated coins are increasing in value. If you have one sitting quietly in a jar, you could be holding onto a piece of Australia's economic and cultural history that's becoming harder to find in top condition with every passing year. So, could your 1983 Australian 50-cent coin make you a millionaire? If it features a rare, pristine mint state quality, or plays a role in building a strategic high-value collection, then yes, it could be the keystone to extraordinary wealth. But even if it doesn't hit those heights alone, it can still be the first step in a thrilling journey of discovery, a part of something far bigger than its face value suggests. The 1983 Australian 50-cent coin is a timeless and powerful symbol of national pride, minting mastery, and numismatic potential. Even in circulated condition, it holds stories and value that grow with each year. So don't ignore it. Examine it. Treasure it. Because sometimes, the key to your future fortune isn't gold. It's a dodecagon hiding quietly in your palm. Next up, the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin. Not the commemorative royal wedding edition, but the standard circulation version featuring the majestic kangaroo and emu on the reverse, also known as the coat of arms design. Even in damaged or discolored condition, this coin carries historic weight, enduring national symbolism, and the potential for surprising value, especially if you hold the right variety, error version, or high-grade survivor. So, if you've got a dull, darkened, or well-worn 1981 50-cent coin, don't toss it out, because it could be your golden ticket to a numismatic fortune. Let's begin with the reverse design, an absolute icon of Australian heritage. At its heart is the proud and powerful Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, the master goldsmith to Her Majesty the Queen. Centered on the reverse is the national shield, divided into 6 sections, each representing one of the original 6 states of the Commonwealth. Supporting the shield on either side are the 2 iconic Australian animals, the kangaroo, muscular and alert on the left, and the towering emu, standing tall and regal on the right. Above the shield sits the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, a symbol of unity and federation. Beneath it all, bold and unmistakable, is the number 50, denoting the coin's face value. This design has become a timeless symbol of Australian currency, one that collectors around the world instantly recognize. Even when damaged or darkened, this side of the coin still radiates strength and cultural pride. On the obverse, we find the elegant and stately portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin. Her Majesty faces right, adorned with the delicate girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait is the inscription, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1981, a clean and authoritative timestamp that links the coin forever to a key chapter in Australia's royal and monetary history. Despite scratches or tarnish, this regal image stands as a powerful tribute to Australia's place within the Commonwealth and adds value for collectors who treasure historical context as much as condition. Now let's examine the specifications of this beautiful beast. Struck in copper-nickel, a rugged alloy made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin was built to last. It weighs a hefty 15.55 grams, measures 31.51 millimeters in diameter, and boasts the instantly recognizable 12-sided, dodecagonal shape. The edge is smooth, and the coin's large size gives it excellent presence and display potential. These specs also make it one of the largest and heaviest standard-issue coins in Australian circulation, perfect for collectors who love coins with substance and visual power. But what about the value? Here's where it gets exciting. The 1981 coat of arms 50-cent coin had a massive mintage of 39.9 million, meaning that in general circulation, the coin is not rare. In damaged or heavily circulated condition, it typically sells for $1 to $3 on the secondary market. However, values begin to rise significantly when you step into the world of high-grade uncirculated coins, error coins, and foreign mint varieties. In very fine to extremely fine condition, a 1981 50-cent coin can fetch $5 to $15 AUD. And in mint state or proof-like condition, especially when slabbed by a grading service like PCGS or NGC, values can rise to $50 to $100 or more. Now here's the real kicker. 1981 is a fascinating year in Australian coin history because some 50-cent coins were not only minted in Canberra, but also by the Royal Mint in Wales and the Royal Canadian Mint to meet production demand. These foreign-minted variants often have subtle design or strike differences, and collectors now actively hunt for them, especially those that exhibit sharper details or errors caused by different minting equipment. And speaking of errors, this is where things can get truly life-changing. A 1981 50-cent coin with a double strike, die crack, off-center strike, clip planchet, or cut error can fetch anywhere from $100 to over 5,000 Australian dollars, depending on rarity and eye appeal. These coins are being snapped up quickly by specialists, and prices are rising rapidly with global demand. In terms of market demand, this coin's appeal is growing steadily, not just among Aussie collectors, but in international markets as well. With increasing attention on Commonwealth-era coins, and the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, pieces bearing her portrait, especially in historically significant years like 1981, have taken on added collector value. The unique shape, robust size, and historical weight of this coin make it especially attractive for thematic collections, and its affordability and circulated condition makes it an ideal entry point for beginner collectors. As more Australians and international buyers turn to coin collecting as both a hobby and investment, demand for older, well-preserved 50-cent coins is expected to skyrocket. So, can this damaged 1981 50-cent kangaroo and emu coin make you a millionaire? On its own, in worn condition, maybe not. But if it happens to be a rare mint error, or if you assemble it as part of a curated collection featuring key year 50-cent coins, like 1966 Silver Round, 1977 Jubilee, 2000 Millennium, and 2010 Australia Day, its value could multiply exponentially. These coins are not just money. They are history, art, and investment rolled into one. And if you discover a foreign mint variation or a unique planchet flaw, you could be holding a coin that collectors would fight over at auction. The 1981 Australian 50-cent coat of arms coin is a hidden heavyweight. Even in damaged or discolored condition, it tells a bold national story, showcases unmatched design, and opens doors to the vast and thrilling world of high-value coin collecting. So check those drawers, crack open those old coin tins, and inspect every 12-sided silver piece you find, because your road to riches might just begin with a kangaroo, an emu, and a little dirt-covered treasure. Next up, the mighty 1980 Australian 50-cent coin. Even in very fine condition, this 12-sided classic might just be the silver treasure sitting unnoticed in your change jar. With the right traits, it could be your key to a collection that builds into something massive. Yes, even a millionaire-making masterpiece. So buckle up, because what you thought was just pocket change might in fact be a crown jewel of Australian coin history. Let's begin with the design, an emblem of national pride carved in copper and nickel. On the reverse, you'll find one of Australia's most iconic symbols, the Australian coat of arms, designed by the master himself, Stuart Devlin, goldsmith to Her Majesty the Queen. This side features a large, commanding shield divided into 6 sections, each bearing the emblem of one of Australia's original states. The entire shield is supported on either side by the true titans of Aussie wildlife. The kangaroo to the left, muscular and upright, and the emu to the right, alert and poised. These animals were chosen for their inability to walk backward, symbolizing national progress and forward momentum. Above them rests the 7-pointed Commonwealth Star, signifying Australia's unity and federal spirit. Beneath it all stands the clean and powerful denomination, a large, centered 50, making no secret of the coin's face value, but whispering far more to those who know its deeper worth. Flip to the obverse, and you're greeted by the enduring portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin. She faces right, draped in royal dignity and wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most photographed looks. The surrounding text reads, Elizabeth II Australia 1980, placing the coin firmly in the golden age of Australia's Commonwealth coinage. This portrait graced Australian coins from 1966 to 1984 and is revered not only for its royal representation, but for the era of minting excellence it symbolizes. Now let's get into the specifications, the physical elements that make this coin a collector's favorite. The 1980 50-cent piece is struck from copper-nickel alloy, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that unmistakable silver sheen and durability. It weighs an impressive 15.55 grams, measures 31.51 millimeters in diameter, and features the instantly recognizable 12-sided, dodecagonal shape. The edge is plain, smooth to the touch, but rich in heritage. The coin's size and weight make it one of the largest circulating coins in Australia, and its shape ensures it's both unmistakable and easy to find in any coin pile. A true collector's delight. So what about value? While the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin had a mintage of approximately 35.3 million, which makes it fairly common in general circulation, condition is everything. In very fine condition, the coin's value typically sits around $2 to $6 Australian dollars, depending on the clarity of detail surface tone, and market demand. However, coins in extremely fine to uncirculated condition can command $10 to 25 Australian dollars, and brilliant uncirculated or proof versions, especially those from mint sets, can soar up to $50 or more. The real jackpot, though, comes with mint errors and die varieties. If your 1980 coin contains a double strike, off-center minting, die cracks, cud marks, or clipped planchets, you may be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Certified examples with verified minting errors have sold at auctions for $1,000 to $5,000 plus AUD, especially when graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Even subtle die shifts or anomalies unique to this mintage year can drive up value exponentially for serious collectors seeking to complete error collections or coin variant sets. In terms of current market demand, the 1980 50-cent coin is experiencing a slow but steady rise in collector interest. With more Australians becoming aware of the hidden value in their change and international demand increasing for pre-2000 Aussie coins, the 1980 edition is becoming a hot target, especially among those building complete decade sets or pursuing 50-cent coins with unique flaws. It's also worth noting that coins from this era, bearing the now historic portrait of the late Queen Elizabeth II, are becoming highly collectible memorial pieces, driving up global demand. Now here comes the million-dollar question. Can this coin make you a millionaire? On its own, probably not, unless you've found a rare error coin or an ultra-high-grade proof that's one of only a few in existence. But here's the real magic. Your 1980 coin could be the gateway to building a collection that appreciates over time. Combine it with other valuable 50-cent coins, like the 1966 round silver, the 1977 silver jubilee, the 1981 royal wedding, and the 2000 millennium edition, and you're creating a powerhouse portfolio. With proper grading, authentication, and presentation, such a collection could command 5 to 6 figures from the right buyer or auction house. In conclusion, the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin is far more than an old piece of change. It's a gleaming snapshot of national pride, Commonwealth loyalty, and minting excellence. In very fine condition, it already carries meaningful collector value. And when you factor in rarity potential, error varieties, and historical timing, this coin becomes more than currency. It becomes a stepping stone to wealth and legacy. So, hold on to that 1980 beauty, study it carefully, and remember, in the world of numismatics, even a humble 50 cents can be your first step toward a fortune.